So a new sniper got added to the test place. It's the Springfield, or as labeled the M1093, I think, something like that. I'll correct myself at some point. No idea what this map is. Looks like a weird revision of Dunes, which that's exactly what it is. It's gotta be. But this sniper is both good and bad in my eyes, and I'll kind of explain why. So the sniper, before I give any like opinions on like the state of the game or anything like that, sniper as a whole is good. With the right attachments, I'm using a long barrel, whatever, like the PU 1 scope or whatever, or not a long barrel, excuse me, a short barrel, PU 1 scope, and then a laser sight, the yellow laser as it's called in the test place, makes this gun a one shot to the torso up to about 85 studs, 86 studs. Really solid. Like, as far as a sniper goes, that's pretty dang good. Now, my worries is, and I made a video kind of talking about this, and I'm sure I've mentioned it a lot in the past, but the one shot torso meta of snipers on this game puts this in kind of a weird place. And the reason for that is, and it's kind of a weird logic, so just kind of hear me out on this, is that you have things like the Mosin, right? Basically the same gun in my eyes. Obviously there's differences to them, but Mosin is a sniper, 5 bullets in a clip, similar fire rate, blah, blah, blah. Mosin, Springfield, very similar. You add something like this where it can one shot at these ranges, and then the Mosin becomes obsolete without the ammo attachment. So there's still that whatever ammo attachment for the Mosin that makes it one shot to the torso. I understand why this gun has to one shot to the torso, because it has to compete with other snipers in the game. You can't just add this gun and have it just be utterly useless because it doesn't have the same kind of stats as every other sniper. However, this does kind of put in other snipers to question. You have things like the R700, which has long been considered kind of a forgotten gun in my opinion. Nobody really uses it for obvious reasons. There's much better snipers out there. If you want a one-shot torso, you use the Intervention or the TRG. You want a fast sniper, you use the Mosin, or I guess now the Springfield. You have snipers that fit every other category much better than something like the R700, or even I believe like the AWS or the AWP or whatever. Like, those are just kind of, he just got destroyed. Those are kind of just forgotten snipers in my eyes. Now you add this into the game and it kind of puts things in a weird place. You have a speed of the Mosin. Well, obviously it's not as fast, or at least I don't think it's as fast. It's pretty close though. Not as fast, I'll say, without actually checking. It has the one shot range of like an R700, if not further than the R700. And then it also has, the only downside it has is the lack of, you know, bullets in a clip. So it's only 5 instead of things like the R700, which would have like 7, or like the AWS or whatever with 10. So it has its drawbacks, but really this is another great all-around sniper. It kind of puts, like, as far as like my personal favorite list, the FT300, and then this, I guess, would probably be that order now. Well, I guess Intervention will always be up there, but like the FT300 and this would be kind of the two best newish snipers to me. I don't see how anything else would really outclass them as far as like the newest snipers being added. So if you take like the top 5 newest ones, kind of go with these two. And it's good. It's not like I'm here to complain about anything. I understand why the gun has the stats that it does, but again, it brings into the question of, is like 90 to 100 stud one-shot torsos the new norm for Phantom Forces snipers, which, not saying that's a bad thing, it's just that's what it's coming to. I don't think there's been any snipers that are in the meta that don't have that sort of crazy one-shot torso, but it just makes it weird because you had things like the Mosin. Now, of course, this is just evolving over time. Like, you had the Mosin, which for the longest time was just your normal kind of one-shot headshot, 2-shot body, blah, blah, blah. And the only way for that to be updated to being like the meta sniper now would be to have an ammo attachment. Then you have this, which won't require an ammo attachment. I'm not sure which level this will take to unlock. I'd assume a higher level, or at least that would make sense for the sake of balancing. Or not really, not that levels are here to balance, but you guys get what I mean. It would make sense if this was a higher level than something like the Mosin. And then it's just kind of no real complaints. I'm trying to think of more to say about this, but it's a good sniper. It hopefully comes at a little bit higher of a rank, especially as time goes on. Like, let's face it, a lot of people are really high rank on this game. There's a lot of ways to get a lot of easy credits now with how many like cases and keys and stuff we have. Credits go on sale all the time. There's double XP pretty often nowadays, considering there was no double XP ever for like the first 5 years of the game. There's easy ways to level up and get credits and get new guns. And so I don't see why this wouldn't be a bit of a higher level. I'm not saying it has to be like level 200 or something, but you know, over 100 definitely. It's in a good spot. It's probably, well, not probably, it is a lot better than I expected it to be. Some guy on Discord had messaged me about it. Let me double check his name. This guy Shazes messaged me asking my opinion on it, and I told him I didn't even know we have a new sniper in the game, so that's kind of my reaction to it right away. Overall, sniper's really, really good. I didn't expect to say that. And it's weird because I'm not a gun person, so I see Springfield, I'm like, oh, it's basically a Mosin. Drastically different stats than what we're used to with the Mosin. So that'll be interesting. It also has an ammo conversion where you can make this a fully automatic gun. How good that is, I don't know. I haven't actually tried it yet. I'm sure it's like, it's probably decent, nothing too special, but an interesting thing nonetheless. That's about all I really have to say. New sniper in the game. It's going to be what looks like pretty good overall, worth using, potentially even worth buying early. Now that'll all change depending on the stats the gun actually comes out with. I personally am pretty excited for it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.